Call the meeting to order. So keep going. Can I have roll call, please?
Heffley,
Here.
Wieskamp,
Here.
and Rudham,
Here.
and Norton. And remember Josh's last name? I guess
Reckhammer?
Reckhammer, right? Okay, not present. Okay, got it. 3, we have quorum.
Okay. We need to approve the agenda. Do you have a motion for approving the agenda?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. So any public comment on any topic not on the agenda? Anyone want to make a public comment? We will close the public comment session. Election of the chairperson and vice chairperson. So we'll start with election of the chairperson. Is anyone interested in being the chairperson or making a motion?
This is actually, my term ends at the end of June, I believe, so I think it's up to the two of you as the two present.
I'd be willing to take it away from you and give you a break.
I motion for you to become the chairperson. I should have written your last name down. Why can't I remember your name?
Alan Wieskamp.
Wieskamp. Yeah, I motion for Alan Wieskamp to be the chairperson.
Oh, you're handing me the
I
gavel.
second that.
Perfect. Right.
That's all you're looking for.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Chairman.
My very first gavel.
Oh, you can't hit that, though.
I mean,
You can if you want to break it,
If I want to break it. That's right. Those are coasters now.
and your tax dollars at work. So
Yes. All right.
Do we have to?
Do I have my official duties starting, or is it you finish out
I think
the?
you can finish out this agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Sorry. Okay. Second is election of the vice chairperson. Since you are getting off in June, you said, I will motion for Eric Rudham to be the vice chairperson. Myself.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I will pass it to the new chairperson.
All right. I guess the first order of the new administration is old business, which says none. So we can, unless there was something that we needed to modify, so, all right. So new business, Brian, with the request for the city, my question before we get started, is there something highlighted that we can see the language that changed?
It's in the packet here, and we'll be able to highlight that for you as part of the staff presentation. I know my name is not Ryan. I apologize.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it should be a underline, a red strike through an underlined version in the packet.
Oh, man.
Right.
Why did I not see that?
I can bring it here.
Oh, there it is. All right. All right.
A little finicky there.
All right, and I will.
No, that's,
This is the one, I believe. Right?
no, but that's supposed to be the one, but that is,
If I may. The first page didn't change all that much.
yeah, but that's a zoning ordinance amendment, and that is,
That's the first item here. Is the 16603.
okay. Well, no, what I'm saying is that's the bylaws, right?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, we're good
Oh
then.
wait.
No, the
It
first
is.
one's the variance standards.
That's weird. Why is that not?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
there it is. It's there. It's what has changed here is as you'll be able to see it on the screen here, but it should be on your devices in front of you. I'll let Ryan do the staff presentation, or I can just?
Yeah, I don't have anything formal, but please go ahead.
All right, yeah, so this is something of a nothing burger for you guys. You may recall, many moons ago, I mentioned when we were having a conversation about the standards for a variance, and our colleague from Iowa City came in and gave some advice about how to hear particular cases. There were some articulated standards that talked about, rather than there being an undue hardship as a standard for applying a variance, that with respect to dimensional factors in a request for a variance, the standard was whether there was whether the requirement to stick to the certain dimensional standards created practical difficulties. Pretty important to know that neither practical difficulties nor undue hardship are actually defined anywhere. But this comes from the state code, and the
You
idea.
remember, just without Grant, we had a lot of this conversation because we were, even though it wasn't in the code yet, we were following state codes. Sue, we talked about the practical difficulties, and she stated exactly the same. Like,
Yep.
So what you see here in front of you here as this particular item is just the relevant ordinance section 166.03 with the language updated so that there is a set of criteria that applies only for respect to variances concerning the area, dimensional, or other numerical limitations. And these are the exact same criteria that would have been in the previous packets that you guys have already ruled on before. And then for everything else that's not, that's a variance not concerning area, dimensional, or other numerical limitations, unclear as to what those would actually be, because that's going to be a lot of what we do here. A use variance, for example, which is generally not permitted. Then the existing undue hardship standard applies. But this is being brought before you as saying, here, it's actually going to be in our code now.
example would be what we did with 50 North George, which was a size, and right, so that would be subject to the new state law and the new criteria in the code. An example where we would revert back or have the existing language is somebody like that's not a dimensional requirement, like I want to put a shed in my front yard, which is like, okay, that's a locational, it's not a dimensional thing. It's we have standards that say shed's got to be in the side or rear yard. Okay, if you want to put that there, you've got to meet these much stricter criteria.
I think that probably sums up our staff presentation portion here, Mr. Chair.
All right.
We would have been applying these standards anyway because it's state law, like we did for 50 North George. We just hadn't caught up with it yet, but since we're meeting, it was like we should fix the code.
Okay. That was going to be my main question, is what brought this on. The state had it included, and then I'd remembered back to past discussions that I thought it was in the state. And
Yep.
what we're doing is just codifying North Liberty's, this amendment to our code to match or to mimic what the state's doing.
That's right.
All right. Is that clear to everybody?
Very clear.
Any other questions or discussion?
No.
Okay. All those in favor of approving this?
We don't have, so Mr. Chair, I don't believe we have,
I think I put it in there as a
we need a-
suggestion, but I think
We need a formal motion?
yeah, you would, and we'll actually need to stick to the agenda.
Okay.
And so this was our staff presentation, so now you would go to sub 2, which is ask for if there are any public comments, probably seeing none. Moving on to questions and comments from the board to us. And then there's a recommendation to the council, which we can talk about now. And I believe
Okay.
Mr. Resnick has provided a suggested motion there. You are free to ignore our suggested motions, but we suggest them because we think you might like them.
So without any public comment, no internal discussion?
No, I mean, we talked about this last time, and
We did.
doesn't sound like we have much of a choice either way with the state law, so.
I have
always
no
have a choice.
objections.
So do we have a suggested motion? or a motion mimics.
I move that the Board of Adjustment accept the listed finding and forward the ordinance amendment to the City Council with a recommendation for approval.
All right. Any further discussion or a second?
I second the motion.
All right. We have a first and a second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
You will need to vote also.
Aye as well. Any opposed? All right. Motion passes. That's right, because we are on barely a quorum. So moving on to
Item 7B.
7B is request the city of North Liberty to amend the Board of Adjustment procedural rules.
That's something we've been talking about for quite some time. I think the existing rules and procedures of the board are like over 20 years old, so it is time for a refresh. We got in there and noticed some fun things like conditional uses, although we don't do a lot of them. We have done them, wasn't even in the bylaws. It was just a good opportunity to update them. I think it's pretty straightforward. Our absolute highlight that we've talked about is that if the chair and the vice chair are not attending the meeting, it's the last person that shows up is automatically the chair. And we've talked about that for a while, and we found an opportunity to put it into bylaws, and boy, we jumped all over that. So it's always, I think we've had that situation in the past, and it's always awkward because it's like, well, no one's a chair here, so how do we start the meeting without a chair? And it was like, we need a way just to say, okay, you're automatically the chair. But for the most part, I think like appeals were different in the old bylaws versus now. Like I put in the zoning ordinance, actually, you need 30 days to appeal, and it was different in the bylaws. So we just took the opportunity to match things up. And so those two things are consistent, but pretty straightforward, just how you guys operate as a board. Who can call special meetings, those things. A lot of those things didn't really even change. But yeah, changing the
The name of the department is now
Yeah.
the Planning, Building, and Development Department, and so rather than the Planning Director, it's the Planning, Building, and Development Director. So it's housekeeping things. Padding some language to include a designee in case the city administrator is unable to, perform. So just continuity and efficiencies, I suppose. Anything else we need to? I think you highlighted the main things.
talk about things like, incomplete applications will be, it was silent on these things. Like, what if I get these things don't happen very often, but they do happen. Here's an application. Well, this isn't complete. I don't have any. Well, I submitted an application, and you gotta. Well, just to be clear, I think the expectation of this board and staff is that, we're working with you. I do everything we can to try and coach people through to get a complete submission. Otherwise, your effort's going to be futile. And so, yeah, we just kind of put those things in there, like incomplete applications won't be accepted.
This was last revised in 2007, and I would note that we haven't had any complaints about this, about any particular procedure or rule in the reason that there aren't more changes is that there really hasn't been demonstrated there for a need to be.
Yeah, and then some of these things we've practiced, like, chairperson shall ask for a motion and they shall be in the affirmative. I know we've practiced this, but it probably makes sense just to have them in the bylaws. Because it is, if anybody makes a motion in the negative, it gets really confusing when you start polling.
I move to not do a thing. Well, that's not what you want to do. And you can move to deny. That's an affirmative act, is to deny or to approve. But I move to not deny. That's
confusing.
That's why that we have that rule, so we can look back and say what did we actually do here. I'll put the recommended, if I can, this is the worst mouse.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a new mouse. I'm going to donate to the city on the condition that it lives right here. And the suggested motion should be on your screen, I believe.
Okay, is there any other discussion or questions?
Only question I have is, yeah, do scrivener's errors are they allowed here? You know, if you look at like Article 4, point 2, the sentence doesn't read very well, the first sentence.
I have no doubt that you're correct.
You can see I actually read this.
Caught the test. This was 4. Which one was it?
That's on page 2 of 5. Article 4, point 2, applications and appeals to the board shall be filed with the secretary of the board shall be filed.
Within 30, yeah, so that's a,
Extra file there.
shall be filed, needs to get removed.
Yep, we'll fix that.
Yeah. So I don't know, I assume scrivener's errors
Yeah.
like this
don't
are
think we need
included in our motion.
If you want to move for staff to do a better job,
No, I don't.
you can certainly do that.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Proofread, I move for city attorney to proofread some of this stuff a little bit.
No, we both read it and didn't catch it.
I wrote it and didn't catch it, so yeah.
I
that's
think I
on-
was in there messing
Yeah, I
around.
think we both did that. Okay, so
I just want to make sure that we don't have to come back for,
the actual answer is, if you want to make changes in the text there, I'm not going to make this hard for you. Of course, we'll change that. How this would work is you want to amend what's there, and say I move to correct the typo in Article 4, Sub 2 that was just mentioned. Someone says I second. All in favor? Aye. Right.
okay.
And then I move to adopt the proposed rules as amended.
Okay.
And that would be that would be the way to do that. And you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm a lawyer. I don't have any feelings.
Do you need to ask for formal action then?
Yeah, if there any other discussion on these? Hearing none, is there a motion for the corrected version?
Yeah, I motion to amend Article 4, point 2, just to correct the punctuation in the first sentence.
I second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor of the correction?
Aye.
By aye?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, that carries. With that, do we have a motion to approve the city's recommendation for procedural rule change?
I move that the Board of Adjustment accept the proposed changes as amended and amend the procedural rules.
I second that motion.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the approval of the rules as amended, signify by aye.
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 Any opposed? All in the yays. Next on our list is, we're down to public comment. Approval of previous minute? No, that's not right.
I think you're all the way to 8.
Yeah, we're at 8.
Yeah, we are. All right. Approval of previous minutes from August 20th.
I don't always do this, but I had enough sense to do these after the meeting, which I was like, oh no, I don't think I did this, and I'm going to have to watch the video. And I found them and said, yes. So I don't always do that, though.
I move to approve the minutes from August 20th of 2025.
I second that motion.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approval of minutes from August 20th meeting signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Those minutes are approved. And with that, we're going to adjourn. Next on our agenda.
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
And we do not need a roll call for this, for
All in
adjournment.
favor is good enough.
I agree.
Aye.
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 Declare the meeting adjourned.